In today's video, I find my first and favourite mooring spot. I do some washing up and I make a no-bake lemon cheesecake. Please join me as I continue my journey to my first and favourite mooring spot. Along the way, I will show you in more detail how I go through a lock. For now, enjoy a peaceful cruise. At this point, I'm sorry to say I'm going to have to apologise. I somehow managed to delete some of my videos that I took that I intended to show you at this time. I do have a couple of photos and a short video, just to give you an idea of what my first and favourite mooring spot is. Here's a view of my mooring and Kate, just from the other side. I'm parked just short of bridge 125. I've just started the engine, so it's got to warm up for 10 minutes or so before I set off. So I thought I'd just quickly do the washing up from breakfast. I've actually got hot water now, which is fantastic. Right, it's just about 8:30 in the morning, day 2, about to set off. So let's untie the ropes and get going. Alright, just about ready to go. Need to get the tiller arm. Where did I put that? Hang on a sec. There we go. Right, just going to push the front off a little bit. Makes it easy to get away. Right, ready. Let's go. I have to say it's a little bit fresh this morning, so I'm really happy I got my best acquisition, heated gloves. Hopefully I won't need them today, but should be warming up fairly soon. It's meant to be another beautiful day, sunshine, so hopefully this cloud will burn off shortly. Going through the first bridge, 125, near where I was moored. We're just a little way past the HS2 works, which is a high-speed rail link to the north of England, costing ridiculous amounts of money, all to save a little bit of time. The HS2 actually goes over the canal. They built this quite substantial bridge there. Got little way to go before we get to the next locks, and of course, as you will see in a second, just come around the corner and there's some nice moorings here as well. I just need to knock the engine back to idle. So I'm about to pass some moored boats. It is fairly early in the morning, so I don't really want to wake them up or rock the boat too much. Coming up to bridge 124, I believe. Looks a bit narrow. We should be fine. Let's bump up the engine a little bit now because we're past the boats that were moored there. A nice mooring spot, I must admit. And there's one as well just past this bridge. But I have to say I was really happy with where I was. Probably one of the best night's sleep I've had in a long time. But it was so quiet. I did actually wake up quite early, around about 5:30 or so. I hope you'll bear with me as I make these videos, because I'm not a professional broadcaster, as you can probably tell. I'll do my best. So I'm still learning how to do all of this. But hopefully you're enjoying the cruising, if not the commentary. Just spotted something on the side of the canal. I'll show you a picture of it shortly. It's like some sort of concrete block or like a Second World War sentry post. I must admit, it does look like a sentry post where those holes you can use for snipering. I do believe in the Second World War, and the First to some extent, they guarded the canals so that the Germans couldn't use them to invade Britain. Now coming up to bridge 123, Prior's Hardwick Bridge. It does look like some people have, let's say, hit the bridge. I can see why. A little bit of an awkward angle to come through. A little bit of a chunk taken out there. Made it through. Just been looking back at what I did yesterday. It's my first proper solo journey, full day. Took me, well, I travelled for about just about 8 hours or so. But the route planner tells me I should have done it in 6, so no apologies. I was doing that, taking my time, learning how to do this. It can be quite tiring getting the locks done properly so you don't endanger your boat. And some of the locks I didn't have any help because there was no one around, so you've got to be extra careful. Make sure your boat doesn't drift off, so you've got to tie it off somewhere. Go up to the lock, empty it if you need to, open the gates, both sides. Come back to your boat, take it in, lift it up without the boat being sloshed around because of the water being let into the lock. It can be tricky. Some of them are quite vicious, so you've got to let the water in quite slowly so that the boat rises gently and doesn't go rush forward or backwards and crash into the gates. But I seem to manage okay. Met some lovely people along the way. One particular family really helped me up, I think it was Claydon Locks. So thank you to them. Didn't get their names, apologies for that, but thank you so much for your help. See? And now we're going through Bridge 122. Hasn't got a name, but it's got in brackets Oxford Canal, which is where we are. A tight turn just after the bridge. Coming up to the first lock of the day. Right, let's get off and try and do this. Helps if you take your windlass. I've just noticed the house next to the lock. It's got a lot of vintage cars. Interesting models there. Oops. Just pulling into the lock now. Close the gate. Just remember to wind it down as well. Now we come the other end. Right. What I'm doing now is letting out the water from this lock, just very slowly to start with. Just coming back to check that the boat is clear of the sill. So you should be able to see just the other side there, there's a mark there to say where the sill is. And the sill is the concrete step that's at the bottom of the gate. And if you're not careful, the boat can catch on that at the back and potentially sink your boat, because as that catches, the water will still carry on going down, but the boat will be stuck up in the air, and as I say, potentially you could sink your boat by flooding it or tipping it. And that has happened, thankfully not too often. Just going to open this up a little bit more. There is a paddle both sides of the gates. I'm only doing one side because I'm on my own and I don't want things to happen too quickly. You can see it going down a bit quicker now. Just going to grab hold of the rope because the boat is moving slightly, just so I can keep control of it. So as the water comes out the front of the gate there, you can see the boat gets dragged forward as the water gets sucked out. So I'm just holding it steady. If somebody else was doing this bit by opening the gates, I would be in the boat and I'd be able to control it with the engine going backwards and forwards, just holding it there. as you can see, there is the sill. In this case it's actually not a concrete bit, but some sort of metal. Not seen one like that before. You can see up on the metal part of the gate as you go up, there's like a strip there that's been rubbed. That's where boats have rubbed up against the gate, probably as they've come into the gate, into going up the lock. Right, just checking how far we've got to go. Sounds, by the sound of it, might be there. I'll let this down while I remember. Then I've got to go to the other side and open that gate before I can come out. Hopefully you can hear me. The sound is just reverberating from the engine inside the lock. So I've got to obviously exit the lock, stop, get off and close the gates again. Now it looks like I can actually just stop it in a couple of feet time, and then I can get off both sides by just crossing the boat, which is quite handy, so I don't have to walk all the way around the lock. Right, so let's go. Let's double check, I've got all the paddles down. So right, it's going to be good exercise today. I've got, I think it's about 7 more locks to go. That's the lock gates closed. Bridge 119, and I believe I've got 8 locks altogether to get to Calcutta Marina, so that's 1 down, 7 to go. It looks like a boat is coming along, so what I'll do is just leave the gates open for them to drive straight in. Right, I'm back. Right, let's get out of the way. Is I'll pull over to the left and let this other boat come straight in. And here we're just coming up to Bridge 118, and that's Engine House Field Bridge. Apparently this bridge is also known as 20 Acre Bridge, number 118. And yeah, it's definitely getting a bit warmer now, out of the wind a little bit now. So it looks like my heated gloves are not going to get used. Apparently there's an app you can get which records the sound of the bird and then tells you what bird it is. So I might have to get that. Just coming up to another lock. Looks like a boat's in there. I think they might be coming up, I'm not sure. I'll wait and see. lovely people left the gate open for me. It's nice when that happens. Oops. Oh, I don't know, just made it by about half an inch. Every gate seems to be different in some way, even the ones that look similar like this one to the last. Nearly there. Now I've got to get to the other side to open the other gate so I can get the boat out. And the boat is high enough so I can step onto the roof to get across the other side. I could just walk all the way around, of course. Oh. The canal takes a wide arc around Napton Hill, and then I believe there's 5 locks. I've just pulled into the side, about to go down the second lock on the Napton flight. Just waiting for the lock to fill up. I've just been told by a friendly boat going the other way that some of the pounds in between the Napton flight are a bit low. Said they're okay, but I'll have to stick to the middle. As you can see, I'm now tied up on my mooring spot and about to turn the engine off. I will then show you how I make a no-bake lemon cheesecake. Hello and welcome back to Cooking on the Cut. Today I'm going to make you a no-bake lemon cheesecake with a little bit of meringue topping, broken up meringue, put that on top as well, with some lemon zest just around the edges. Let me show you the ingredients. Okay, starting over here, I've got scales just to weigh everything out. Some digestive biscuits. Now you can actually use any of your favourite biscuit. Ginger nut work well. Oatmeal biscuits also work well. I've got some cream soft cheese. I'm using Philadelphia in this case. Need about 300 grams of, which is why I've got 2 pots. Some icing sugar. There's the meringues. I've just used shop bought ones, although I might show you one day how to make some. Some lemons. You only need about 3, but I've got 4 just to make sure I've got enough. Some butter. Unsalted butter, some double cream. I've got some baking paper at the back there as well. I'm going to use that to line the tin so that it's easier to get out, and I've actually got a springform tin, so it makes it easier to cut once you've made everything. Right, I'm going to start with the digestive biscuits. I've measured out, it's a fraction over 200 grams. You need around about 200 grams. You can leave it at that, or you can break a biscuit off and eat it, of course. And the eagle-eyed amongst you would have noticed I've got a bag. What we're going to do is put the biscuits in the bag and then crush them down, and we need to crush them down to breadcrumb size. I'm actually just going to use my fist to gently break it down. As you can see, it's quite straightforward. Obviously, if your biscuit is a little bit firmer, you will need to use your rolling pin. Okay, so you can see there's just a few slightly smaller bits, so the aim is to not have any large bits of biscuit. Okay. There you go. Right, the next job is to weigh out 80 grams of unsalted butter. Ooh, 87 grams. I'm actually going to leave it at that. What we do with this now is we're going to put it into a pan and gently warm it so that it becomes melted butter. I'm using one of my old pans because I haven't got many with me, of course, as usual. You don't want it to boil, otherwise it just starts to separate. And what we do after that is to add the breadcrumbs into there, mix them together, and then we're going to put them in the pan. First of all, we're going to line it with some baking paper. As you can see, I've taken the base of my Springform tin out. That is so I can cut myself a circle with the baking paper. You just run your finger around on the inside. So I'll just run my nail into that corner, and you can see there it's giving you a nice line that you can cut around to give yourself that circle. Okay, there you can see I've cut my circle, and it fits just nicely in the bottom there. Now you'll notice that it curls up, so what you can do, you can get yourself just a little bit of butter on your finger. You can just spread a little bit of the butter in the base like that. And that has the effect of sticking it down. As you can see, I've got my butter nicely melted now, and I've got my crushed biscuits or crumbed biscuits, and I'm going to be putting that straight into the butter. What we're going to do is to mix the butter in with the biscuits. As you can see, the butter is nicely soaked up with the biscuits. Alright, now I'm going to make the zest of the lemons. Got some lovely lemons here, and I've got a handheld zester or grater here, and try and do long strokes so you've got nice long bits of zest. Zest is simply the skin of the lemon. And obviously turn it slightly as you get through the lemon. Right, we want to do 2 lemons, so I just want to show you what we've got there. So that's looking good. So if I get my other lemon, I want two lemons of zest, and that's going to go in the mix. I'm just going to measure out 100 grams of icing sugar. Sift this if you can, and of course I haven't got a sift, so I will just improvise. Right, it's 100 grams of icing sugar. Right, I now need to make myself 85 ml of lemon juice. Now you can use lemon juice from a bottle, but fresh lemon juice straight from the lemon is obviously always better. And I haven't got a measuring jug that's accurate enough, so what I'm going to do is actually weigh it, and if you work it out, I actually need 82.6 grams of lemon juice. So if I just turn that on and 0, I'm going to use a fork. So just stick the fork in there and just gently, I've got a couple of pips go in there, so I'm going to dig them out in a second. Okay, so I'm going to carry on. I've got another lemon here which I can split in a second. Well, it's actually 84 grams of lemon juice in my bowl with the lemon zest from 3 lemons. I've actually only used 2 to make the juice because they were actually particularly large lemons. Don't be tempted to have more than the 85 milliliters of lemon juice. All that will do is just make your cake runny and it won't set. I have got zest from a 3rd lemon. This is going to be used to decorate the top of the cheesecake. I've got myself a bowl now. I'm going to start putting the ingredients in the bowl to mix together. That's going to go in the cheesecake on top of the biscuits that we've got. So I'm going to get my cream cheese first. 400 grams of cream cheese. This pot actually holds 280. Get this reasonably accurate. Okay, here we go. So I need to have it up at 400 grams, and this is full fat Philadelphia or full fat cream cheese. Okay, bang on 400 grams. I now need 300 milliliters of double cream. This comes in a 300 ml pot, which makes it nice and easy. Then I put in my lemon zest and lemon juice. Get all those bits in there. And last but not least, I want my icing sugar to go in as well. So there's a nice balance of taste between the sour lemon and the sweet icing sugar. Right, now I've got to get my whisk out, and we're actually going to whisk it together to the consistency of soft scoop ice cream. I need to start this off quite slowly, otherwise you're going to get cream and powder, icing sugar everywhere. So just put it on its lowest setting. Okay, that looks about right to me. So you can see it comes out a nice dollop. So what I'm going to do now is get the base out of the fridge. That should be nicely set, so it'll go quite firm when the butter gets cold, obviously. I'm going to empty this into the bowl. Now we're just going to slowly, gently work it down to the base and the sides, trying to get an even layer across the cake. Just turn it a little bit and then you can get that nice level. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, now we're going to decorate it a little bit with the lemon zest and crushed meringues. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this around the edge and then have the meringue in the middle. So just sprinkle it on there. Doesn't matter how it goes on, just how you like. You don't even have to put it on. If you prefer not to do that, then that's fine as well. This is all about decoration, just making it look nice. Of course the lemon zest will help just add that little bit of extra flavour. Well, I've got the meringues now. I'm just going to break them up into 2 little bits. It can be big bits, little bits, up to you. Or stringy bits if it's not quite. Okay, let's bring back the cheesecake. And as I said, just decorate it how you like. I'm going to put most of this in the middle. So just grab a handful. I'm just going to gently sprinkle it in there. There you go, that's all in there. Just to make it look good, take those larger bits from the side. Okay, there you go. There you have your no-cook lemon cheesecake with meringue topping. Right, now, unfortunately, you've got to wait 4 hours before you can actually eat it. So your job, should you choose to accept it, is to take this bowl and lick it clean. Right, let me put this in the fridge and then I'll start on licking the bowl clean. And there you go, there it is, the no-cook lemon cheesecake. It tastes absolutely delicious. Obviously I had to clean the bowl, if you know what I mean. Let me cut a slice and then you can have a look and see what it looks like. Well, I cut the slice of no-cook lemon cheesecake, and just to prove that not everything goes to plan, it sort of collapsed as I took it out, so it's a bit of a mess. Let me just show you. There you go. But it's the taste that counts, isn't it? It actually does taste absolutely amazing. I think the main problem I had was I didn't whisk the filling as much as I should have. Should have been probably double what I actually ended up doing. So, but anyway, I'm going to eat that, and it really does taste nice, as I said. Please try it and let me know what you think. Please join me on my journey by subscribing to Red One Afloat. Thank you and see you soon.